Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 3rd. We're going to jump right in here. You have this Path to Knowledge card. It says you're journeying into the realm of knowledge to assist in your personal growth. You have this Divine Intervention card. It says angels are working behind the scenes to assist in the miracles that you've requested. So there you go. I feel like your past few readings have been saying that you're getting something that you've been asking for, or or you're getting something you've been praying for, or something along those lines. So, that could be a good thing for sure, Capricorn. It's an amazing time for learning. It has been an amazing time to learn for you, Capricorn. Whether you wanted to or not, you've probably learned a lot of lessons since like 2016. Back in 2016, we had Saturn and Capricorn. And funny enough, the devil is Saturn and Capricorn. And it's not, most people read it as Capricorn, which, yeah, sure, it can be. But really, technically, it's Saturn and Capricorn. And Saturn and Capricorn is like profitable education, but so like the universe has been teaching you lessons for sure. Maybe not always good lessons, but you've been learning them for sure. And I do feel like you're going to see how these lessons are like actually worth it, or you're about to see that these lessons are worth it or will be worth it. So that's good. In the area of your current general energies, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Five of Cups. Eight of Pentacles is like straightforward, diligent work. He's like working on those Eight Pentacles. It's been a pretty good week for money for some reason. So, if you're hoping to improve your finances, or if you're working on something specific to make more money, then there could be some improvements coming in for you. The other important thing that's been popping up a lot is focus. And he is focused only on one thing. He's only doing those Eight Pentacles. That's what he's working on. He only has one more to complete. And, when he finishes, he gets his result. It's kind of weird, but the message I'm getting for you here, Capricorn, is that you are very close to like a finish line and you need to finish something or something. It's also kind of weird because it could be like starting something that you're starting. So not really a finish line, but just like something that you're going to work on. But I feel like this, I'm not trying to be clickbaity here or anything, Capricorn, but I just feel like you're much closer than you think. It's like, it's like maybe you think you're going to have to put in, all these hours to make your business idea work or whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's definitely going to require work, but I feel like you might be much better at it than you think, So it's like I don't want to make this sound like you're going to get results overnight, but I just feel it's going to be faster than you think. I mean, we go down to the Eight of Wands here. And so, again, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful overnight, but I think that if you finish something that you've been starting or been thinking about starting, it will probably go better than expected. You have the Devil, which again could be you showing up here. The Devil isn't always bad, it can be, but doesn't have to be. It could just be your energy. It is also Saturn and Capricorn, so like I said, it just seems to me like this week you could be realizing or you could be understanding why you had to go through certain life lessons, or why, you had to learn certain lessons in the past. Again, this is probably a good thing because you're probably going to see like how you can use what you learned to create success. The Devil can also represent, setting yourself free from the devil, just in general. These people, they have these chains that like hang down to here on their necks. They could easily lift those chains from around their necks and they could set themselves free. So I do feel this could be asking you to set yourself free from something that is like a little bit of a trance here, Capricorn. I don't know why I'm laughing. Maybe because it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a trance as well, Capricorn. But, it's like sometimes I think you can think about something, whatever you want to accomplish. You can think about something, you keep thinking about it, and you don't do anything about it. That can kind of be devil energy because you're not doing anything about it. So I do feel it's encouraging you to break a trance. You have the Five of Cups. Again, same thing. Five of Cups, he's too focused on what he's lost instead of what he has to gain. And he has a lot more to gain because when he turns around, he sees this bridge and this castle over here. But he's like worried about something that he doesn't even enjoy any longer. The whole point of the card is that he's lost his taste for wine and he's grieving the loss of wine. It's like something that once brought him joy doesn't make him happy anymore. But it's like if he would turn around, he would get something so much better. So, it might be time to release something. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, the only knight in the tarot that isn't making a move. He has these empty fields behind him, and if he were to plant seeds in those fields, they would grow. So I feel it's time for you to kind of like create some growth or do things that create growth in your life. This could be like working on a project. It could be finishing something as well. It's like I said, I do get this feeling for you that you're like, it's like you're closer to accomplishing something than you think, or it might be a small accomplishment, like getting a certification, or crossing some sort of finish line, like finishing something. And the Knight of Pentacles wants you to get to work. With the Devil, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is like planting seeds in a direction, and the Knight of Pentacles, he needs to plant seeds in that field behind him. He's also giving to things that give to him. He's not giving to this person, he's giving to this person, because this person returns the favor. So I think it would be a good time to make sure that the things you give to are like fulfilling you, are lifting you up, making you feel better, and all that other stuff. So it's about giving to the right things. With the Six of Pentacles, this person has something in their back pocket as well. So, I always say that Six of Pentacles can be a card of like ulterior motives. It can be a card of a person who or it can be a card of like dealing with something that wants more from you. And I would definitely be careful of that with the Devil. With the Five of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. There are two cups behind him on the Five of Cups. So this could be love. If you want love, this could be about like letting go of your old story so you can find your true Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like a perfect match. It is two people who might be different than each other's type, but they are a perfect match. So I feel this is saying like once you let go of the past, something new or better can come in. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the sad news card. It says bad news, inconvenient truth, delusional, disappointment, emotional, self-pity, sadness, quarrel, setback. We'll see what that's about. You have this house card. It says real estate, security, stability, roots, family, home, possession, safety, neighborhood, strong, and steady. Now, one thing that I will say for you, Capricorn, is that some of you over the next couple of years definitely, there's like a lot of moving energy or just energy that's asking you to make moves. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are like moving or traveling or something like that. First, I don't really feel sad news here. I mean, you might be sad if you're like letting go of something from the past. It is Mercury retrograde, coming up on the 9th of November. And Mercury retrograde can definitely make us a little bit nostalgic, or, can make us think about the past. But I don't know, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. You have the Page of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Death card. The Page of Swords is about getting curious about things that you're interested in. He is pointing, towards the Eight of Pentacles. So the Page of Swords is a card of needing to be curious, needing to research like your work, basically, with the Eight of Pentacles. And it could represent like getting more curious about better ways of working, or ways that could make you more successful or bring in more abundance. Like I said, the whole entire reading basically says it's a good time for you to learn and to educate yourself. And the Page of Swords, he really follows that curiosity. If he doesn't know something, he learns it. And I feel it would be an amazing time for you to learn. You have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can represent holding on too tightly to the past, of course, which there might be a little bit of that here with the sadness card or the sad news card, whatever it said. I don't know, sad news. And the Five of Cups. But I feel like you have like much better things to look forward to, is what this is saying with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups can also just be you and your higher self. So it doesn't even have to be love. The Two of Cups could be your higher self is like saying like, hey, you don't have to be sad about this past stuff anymore, because there's like better stuff coming in for you. The Four of Pentacles can be holding on too tightly to what you have had. He's holding on to his limitations, his current situation. But he's holding on because he's afraid if he lets go that he'll have nothing. But really, he has everything to gain. He has very little on this card. So, I do feel this is asking you to like let go of the past, or, let go of holding on to things that are clearly limiting you at this time. You have the Death card. Big changes. Definitely this is a change month for sure. I mean, we have Mercury retrograde. We have Uranus retrograding into Taurus. I feel like people will be feeling that change for sure. Of course, next year, Uranus will move back into Gemini, but, we're having it retrograde. I also think it's interesting that, Mercury is Gemini's ruling planet. It's going retrograde. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Uranus loves being in Gemini, and now it's leaving and going into Taurus. So, we are definitely changing. It could be bringing up a lot of changes that we want to make. You being an earth sign, having that Uranus go back into Taurus, it's probably going to make you focus more on freedom And so if there are things that are holding you back, or, things that are preventing you from being free, that's probably what you will change. With the Page of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, this is needing to look at things, basically. I get it, Capricorn. Like, there are times where even, like, all I do all day is YouTube, obviously. So obviously I have to learn a lot about YouTube. YouTube is always changing. But sometimes when YouTube makes changes like they are right now that seem to be ruining YouTube, I have like resistance to learning about it. Like, I just don't want to look at it. I don't want it to be true, right? I don't want to have to learn about it. And so I totally understand this feeling, but there might be some very simple answers to the challenges, or, if there are changes happening, there might be some information that you could learn about. You might be resisting it a little bit, but I would open up to it because, I don't know, you'll probably find an answer, right? With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Tower. Definitely could be like a move coming in for you here, or some sort of change that's happening. The sad news thing, it's like, it feels to me like growing older. Like, I'm not saying you're old here, Capricorn, obviously, but, it's like sometimes something can happen. I think this is very Uranus and Gemini, where it's like you realize that like a stage of your life is like over, or like something like that. I'll bare my soul to you a little bit here, Capricorn, and I'll give you a great example. Like, my brother and I have lived together since he was a baby. So 36 years, right? I've lived with him, and we've been partners in crime forever, and we moved a million different places together, on our own, and all this other stuff since we were younger. And so he's always been there. You know what I mean? We've always been screwing around, doing men stuff, everything you can possibly think of, right? And he found a woman, so he moved out, and he's living with his girlfriend now, right? And it's like, when he moved out, I was like sad, because it's like I felt like that the fun, all those things died. You know what I mean? And so, I kind of feel like that feeling for you here in this reading. I'm not saying that's what's happening for you, but it could be something very similar that is happening to you. But there's like so much growth that can happen, when these things happen, and so when he moved out, I joined a class, and I've made like so many new friends. I have new brothers. He's dead to me now, and that's it. Goodbye, right? And so I've found new brothers, and it's been a very good experience. So again, if you're having one of those moments, it's probably a good thing. Maybe your kids are moving out or whatever. With the Death card, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on adventures. I do think Capricorn needs to be more adventurous at this time. It's like you have the Four of Pentacles. It's like where you are. It's not like you have to up and leave your situation or where you are, but I just think more adventures would kind of broaden your horizons. That's what this is. I feel like this reading is trying to get you to broaden your horizons, or kind of go taste all the flavors of the world, and get out there and have new experiences and just like brighten up your life. And that's maybe what this reading is trying to do. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, here you go. You have this card. It says retrograde on it. It says review. I knew those retrogrades would be affecting you. You have this Gemini card. It says cross-pollinate. Yes, I'm a big fan of cross-pollination right now, like mixing two things together, Uranus and Gemini. Again, even though Uranus is retrograding into Taurus this month, in the middle of the month, it doesn't matter. Uranus has already entered Gemini. Uranus and Gemini is going to be amazing for taking like two different ideas and mixing them together. I talk about this all the time. One of the best books of all time. It's called Skip the Line by James Altucher. Everybody should read it. And in that book, he talks about idea sex, like two ideas coming together. Those ideas are usually like brilliant, right? We have Pluto and Aquarius. We have to innovate right now. I think people think innovation means that they have to come up with something completely new. But that's not true. Again, you can innovate by mixing two things together. And this is, I know this is very general, but it goes for all areas of your life. You should be coming up with ideas that you mix together and just seeing where they go. You have the Queen of Cups, the Strength card, and the Eight of Wands. The Queen of Cups is about following your heart. I do feel like your heart is trying to lead you towards something, but it's almost like you feel like you can't have it, to me. That's not true. I feel like you feel like you can't have it. It's like your heart is being pulled towards something, and I feel like you're saying I can't have that or whatever, but I feel like that's not true. I feel like the Queen of Cups is saying you need to move towards your heart. It's like even if something seems impossible right now, and I am challenging you to try to accomplish the impossible here, Capricorn. Because you have the strength, right? The strength card is something that you have to do every day. She has earned her strength. She is taming this lion. The lion represents her inner voice or her inner critic or her inner demons, but she's the one that's in control of her inner voice. And so the strength card is about taking control of your inner voice and making sure that you are the one that's in charge. And also you have to remove those limitations where you say you can't do something or you can't have something or you can't get something. And I feel like this card is asking you to take control of that voice that brings up those fears or those worries or those doubts about whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish at this time. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success or a quick conclusion. Eight of Wands is also about having a focus, which, again, everyone has had a message about focus this week, pretty much, and also in the November readings it came up a lot. Probably because of the Mercury retrograde, but I would also say that it just, I don't know, I can't remember a Mercury retrograde where I've had so many people getting so much stuff about focusing. You know what I mean? It just feels a little bit different to me. So I feel that picking a focus would be a good idea. I also kind of wonder, I don't feel this intuitively, Capricorn, but just, based off of all the readings I've done, I just kind of feel like maybe at the end of the year here, the universe is trying to get us to complete something or finish something or do something. And so if you could finish something or do something at the end of the year here, it would be good. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can represent taking a risk. And so it might be time for, I do feel it's a good time for Capricorns to take some sort of risk, especially the types of risk where you put yourself out there. It's the risk, Pluto and Aquarius can be the risk of speaking up, the risk of sharing your thoughts at work, the risk of speaking up during a meeting. It's kind of it reminds me of the Fool energy. I think right now, people who are willing to look like a fool are actually probably going to be very successful. So we have to take those types of risks that kind of put us out there. With this Strength card, you have the Five of Cups, regrets. You have fearing regrets, I also think because we have the Five of Cups twice, it's the Strength card is saying you have the strength to realize that you don't need these cups that have spilt over. And with the Four of Pentacles, it's a little bit of a comfort blanket, I feel. It's sometimes I think that the three cups on the Five of Cups can be something that we're holding on to because it once provided us with comfort, but it doesn't anymore, but we still think it does, or we still think we need it. Whatever it is, it could be a belief, it could be a person, a place, a thing, whatever, but I think this is asking you to be brave. With the Eight of Wands, you have the King of Wands. Yes, brave, bold, assertive, all those things, being confident, working on your confidence. I do feel it would be a good time for you to charge towards something that you're trying to accomplish and with confidence with that Eight of Wands. Again, Eight of Wands is single-minded focus. It is saying, I'm going to accomplish this thing that I want in my life. And the King of Wands would just do it. And I feel that would be the best thing for you. The other thing about the King of Wands is that he is a little innovative. He has the gift of foresight. He can kind of see the future a little bit. And so a lot of you, I think we're all having very futuristic ideas right now. Pluto and Aquarius, Uranus and Gemini, it's going to move back into Gemini next year, but it's already been there. So I think that we need to realize that our ideas, they have to break the mold. We have to have innovative ideas to be successful. And he definitely has them. So I think you have them. But this is just about, bringing them down to earth and really making them happen here on earth. And if you do that, and if you innovate your life, that's where your success will come from, Capricorn. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Ancestors card. It says wisdom, blessings, and karmic bonds. You have this water. It says adaptability, grace, power, and change. I think you need to realize that you're adaptable, that you are flexible. You have the ability to change. I feel if Capricorn would look at all the things that they've accomplished in life, that they would realize that they've had to change many times. And, that should give you confidence. It should give you the confidence to realize that you are the type of person that can, start a project or something and change quickly and, figure it out as you go along. You have the Four of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Justice card. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. I literally said to Pisces, the first reading I did in this set of readings, that everybody gets the Four Swords during Mercury retrograde. And even though the retrograde doesn't start till the 9th, it doesn't matter. Again, I think that resting, relaxing, recovering is a good idea right now. He's also like hoping and praying for something. All your recent readings have been saying that you've been asking for something. I literally feel like the universe is like standing with its hand out and it's like tapping its foot. It's like it's saying, "Are you gonna grab this thing yet that you want? Are you gonna make it happen? Or are you just gonna keep looking at it?" I don't know. I don't know if I can. I can't answer that question, Capricorn. But that's up to you. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but showing up in the good stuff, it would represent having a different approach. He is stealing these swords from this army in the background, so he's going to war, but in a different way. And the whole point of the card is to do things in your life in a different way, so that you can be more successful. He also has these polka dots on his cloak. It could be like there's a little bit of serious energy here in this reading where I feel like you're being serious this week, or you could be being too serious. The polka dots in the tarot want us to take a more playful approach to life. They want us to have more fun, to not take things too seriously. They want us to enjoy life more, all that other stuff. So I think it would be a good week for you to do something that's more playful, like to get yourself in that playful mood. Maybe you need to watch a comedy or something like that, Capricorn, and just shake it off, shake off the energy, right? You have the Justice card. Justice is balance, could literally be justice coming in for you. Like I was saying at the beginning of the reading, I feel the beginning of the reading was talking about how you could be seeing how some difficult lessons you've learned in the past are worth it. And the Justice card could definitely be saying that. It's like saying, you've been through these situations and now you're getting justice. It's almost like you're getting karmic justice here, Capricorn. I would really like to see the Wheel of Fortune to say that. Wheel of Fortune justice to me really represents that karmic justice, that kind of payback from the universe in a good way, obviously. But I do kind of get that feeling on the Justice card. I am also getting something about something not being balanced. It's I feel, I've said this to you before, Capricorn, I feel like the focus for Capricorn is building momentum. That's what you're doing, or that's what you need to do, right? So it's if you're starting something, it's your initial effort, the amount of effort you have to put into something to build it, if you're building a business or your health or something, initially it might be more effort for less of a result. But I just get this feeling for Capricorn that if you would stick with something, Eight of Wands right next to it, that over time you're going to have to put in less effort and you're going to get more of a result, if that makes sense. With the Four of Swords, you show up with the World. The World is Capricorn. So the World can represent an accomplishment or an achievement. Can also be your card as well. So whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, a lot of walking away energy in this reading for sure. Five of Cups twice. Four of Pentacles is encouraging you to walk away from the Five of Cups, I feel here. The Eight of Cups is showing up in the good stuff, though. So, again, the Eight of Cups, he is fearing that he's not going to find fulfillment. He is walking away from something, these 8 cups. Just like the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. It's like you're walking away from a comfort blanket or something here, Capricorn. And I feel like you are walking towards fulfillment because it's showing up in the good stuff. With the Justice card, you have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, if you want love, could definitely be a Knight in Shining Armor that's coming in for you, and it could feel like justice. You could be finding someone who's really, makes you happy or is just a solid connection. The Knight of Cups can also be about working on a dream. So if, again, we are in I've been begging everyone to start working on something at the end of the year here. This is our last chance with Neptune and Pisces to get started. And again, I always say, you can start very, very small. It doesn't matter how crazy your dream is. It doesn't matter how small you start. Just get started, right? You have this Flowers card. It says happiness on it. I think that's what you need to focus on. Or I would make sure you're taking extra time this week to make yourself happy or to do something that brings you happiness. It will pay off. You have this Club. It says someone trying to make you do something against your will. I mean, no one can make you do anything, Capricorn, but the Strength card is about having the strength to stick up for yourself, right? So if someone's trying to make you do something you don't want to do, then I would just say no. Don't be a people pleaser, basically. I'm a Pisces. I'm a people pleaser. Every time I've done it, I regret it, right? So don't. You have this Butterfly. It says a change for the better. So there you go. At least things are improving, not going the other direction, which is good. You have this Turkey. It says someone behaving stupidly. Yes, we are going to see a lot of people acting out even more than we have over the next many years. Neptune and Pisces, Saturn and Pisces, it's a very loud energy, especially Saturn. So especially for the next like 2.5 years, once it moves back into Aries in February of next year, it's going to be very loud. We also need to be loud, but we need to be loud for the right reasons, not like this. So I would avoid toxic people. You have this peacock. It says, beware of great pride. Yeah, same thing. Like I'm going to pull you another card. I feel like it's just talking about that turkey person. You have this casket. It says, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Yeah, there seems to be the end of some sort of situation here. Probably letting go of something that once brought you comfort. But this looks pretty good, Capricorn, except for the Tower, although I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, in the sad news card, but I think things are fine. So thank you for being here. Make sure to like, leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.